We all know that technology serves a crucial role in today's modern society. People can communicate with others tens of thousands of miles away, and information can be sought after at the snap of a finger. According to Pew Research, around 96% of Americans in 2019 have owned at least one smartphone, this figure more than doubling from 2011. The simple phone can suit most of our needs without much hassle. However, easier does not always mean better. It's in our human nature to take the path of least resistance, and so choosing to remain engaged in our devices seems to be the preferred choice over others. So has our growing dependence on technology proven to obstruct our abilities to effectively concentrate and complete tasks at the workplace, school, and home? One study has already been conducted in 2017 by German psychologists Christian Montag and Eilish Duke. They used a questionnaire and concluded that people were aware that they spent more time on their devices than necessary, but they rarely attempted to change their habits. Without the newly added screen time feature on phones, most users often have trouble accurately judging how much time they spend on non-productive activities. It is understood that laziness has an effect on everybody, but do phones escalate this compulsion to unhealthy levels? First, we'll go visit a person who has had access to his devices for all his life, and extensive nature about his setup at home. On a cold Wednesday morning, my partner and I had decided to visit Caleb Garmer, a junior enrolled at Limburg High School. Caleb's experience with electronic devices stretches back to his middle school days. Caleb first purchased a PC when he was in the 6th grade. Caleb had kindly invited us to his house this morning to give us a look into his life and his experience with electronics. Caleb had thoroughly prepared for our visit and was ready to show us his basement. From what we could observe, Caleb's room had seemed to be littered with electronics. The presence of wires in his basement was almost overwhelming when we first entered. It was clear to us that Caleb spent much of his time using his devices. Caleb's primary setup consisted of 3 monitors, 1 tower, and a large microphone. Caleb also owned a laptop and a television. Caleb stated that much of the time in his basement is spent playing games on his computer. He frequently stays in touch with friends that he meets online. Caleb also owns a pet axolotl. He dedicates some of his time towards tending to it. It was pretty evident that electronics had a big impact on Caleb's life, so we asked him what he did after he got home from school every day. We were fortunate enough to get some insight from Caleb. In this video, he goes through his routine.
Alright, so first thing I do is I put my back down right here, my jacket, and then I'll come over here. Sometimes if I'm tired, I'll go to sleep. Usually I get all my homework done before I come home, so I can just come home and sit down and play games. That's about it.
After some talking, we were able to get Caleb to participate in an interview. We wanted to know more about how electronics affected his life. We gave him a brief set of questions.
Probably like 5 to 7 hours if we're counting my phone and everything else, like if it turns on. I'd say it's like almost balanced, maybe just tipping a little bit into the lazy side. Sometimes I don't do things the way I should. I think I use it too much because I just don't have enough like going on. Like I don't have too many like hobbies. I can't sink too much money into anything. So I just kind of play games instead. It's an easier way to do things, I guess. It makes it easy to learn things. You can just sometimes I'll stay up till like 4 or 5 a.m. playing games just because I just want to on like a Wednesday. And it's not good, but it doesn't happen too often anymore. Like probably every other day.
We had collected a lot from Caleb, and we're glad to have seen his basement and interviewed him. We said our farewells, and then headed off into a different direction, hoping to look for more answers. By the end of the day, we'd amassed 3 interviews. We were lucky enough to come across Yesenia, Ethan, and Don.
Big role. I'm in education.
Probably a lot bigger than it should. I have my phone on me all the time, so it's pretty much like what runs my life. Like my calendar's in there, all of my information's in there, so it's in my hand right now. So it's a pretty big thing.
I mean, I use my phone a lot in my daily life, like phone and computer. It's just become part of me, you know. Sometimes I do. I wind up getting off task.
Yeah, because they're a huge distraction. Because there's just so much like out there to keep me from doing what I should be doing, you know. So absolutely.
I wouldn't say it would negatively affect it, but it hasn't positively affected it. Yes.
Yes, because it's so sad because it's almost like an addiction. Like my boyfriend and I will be watching a movie or watching something, and we're both on the couch, or we're both on our phones as well. So, and even when I work at a restaurant, you just see people on their phones a lot and stuff. So I think that does take a lot of valuable time from face-to-face contact, and in the long run, that's taking valuable time from me as well, from spending time with someone, you know. So,
I mean, what else am I gonna do? Like, I could do anything else. More time outside.
Okay.
I did more outside of using my phone. I don't know. I wish that I spent just more time remembering what it was like before you had your phone and you were able to do things like. You guys are a lot younger than I am. I'm 36, so I haven't always had a phone. But yeah, but I mean, just enjoying just being out or just being off the grid for a while and not having to be tethered to your phone, which is really nice. You know, take a walk or read a book or something. You know, just something more things that we just forget to do nowadays and just don't take advantage of anymore because it's all in your hands now. You know, and I still stopped to look around anymore. I think I kind of forgot.
I wish I could exercise more, but the weather this time of year, especially, it's kind of crappy. So you might as well just spend time on your phone. I have started time because of my kids starting to be on the phone more.
Yeah, both. I use it very often. I definitely have been trying to limit my screen time. I've even started deleting a lot of social media just because I caught myself just constantly I'm not even looking at anything. It's just a constant thing. And I'm and very often I'm okay, I gotta stop this. So I'll disable everything and just kind of disconnect for a little bit, but then I'm right back on it. So
I mean, maybe, but I haven't really tried to limit my time on it. But yeah, I'm definitely on it more than I should.
The evidence so far suggests a relatively negative outlook for devices. Everyone was pretty aware of times when they overused their mobile devices, and some had more issues with productivity than others. From these responses, I believe that maybe we can all do better to reduce our screen time and focus on more beneficial ventures such as finishing up work, engaging in a hobby, or building up our face-to-face relationships. Teenagers aren't actually that bad at this. As long as the activity engages them, distractions would be limited. Unfortunately, numerous activities, including school, aren't considered to be that interesting compared to their phones. However, this does not mean that electronics are all bad. Oxford Learning highlights that, if properly used as a tool for learning, they can bolster student engagement. Kahoot is always fun, right? Student-teacher communication after school, the opportunity for learning. How else would we make these awesome documentaries, am I right? Well, as always, guys, everything is fine in moderation. Watch your screen time, keep it real. Thanks for watching.